Man is culture by nature.
A lot of people do not know that the Kalabari people have their own calendar.
This Kalabari New Year has been something that has been on for centuries. We had our own ways of doing things.
Culture is an intrinsic part of a society's life. Cultural values are the core ideals and principles which guides a society or group of people. These values can include social norms, ethical standards and lifestyle, or religious beliefs. The values shape the identity and behavior of individuals or the society and provides a framework for social order and cohesion. They are often learned and passed down through generations and influence how people interact and make decisions that have impact on the society. Some of these include ways of life, such as respect for elders, food, arts, fashion, literature, ways of worship, attitude to the environment, societal norms, and laws, amongst others.
Ijaw, hey! Ijaw, hey! Amasa o ministry sote,
It was in a bid to reinforce the importance of culture to a people, as well as showcase the rich culture of the Kalabari people, that the Harvard Center for Environment and Development, in conjunction with the Niger Delta Women International Resource, Environment and Development Center, NDWIRED, and the Candor magazine organized a 2-day event to mark the Kalabari New Year 2025. The event was held recently at the Tienma Abalama roundabout, a Saritori local government area of Rivers State, and drew cultural enthusiasts as well as environmentalists who are concerned about the environment of the Niger Delta region. The first day of the program featured dances and prayers in the traditional Kalabari way for peace and progress of the people of the kingdom. This event, organized by the Kalabari Ekene Sekiapo, was a time of deep reverence and is marked by the observance of a sacred day of silence and darkness in keeping with centuries-old traditions. The community remains in quiet reflection, a practice meant to honor the ancestors and pave the way for the celebrations to come. The goal of this ceremony is for the Kalabari people to connect with their past, honor their ancestors, and prepare for a year of unity, peace, and prosperity. To Mr. Harry Awolayo Fori McMorrinson, Chief Administrator, Kalabari Culture Clinic, and one of the event organizers, the program was a way to create awareness about the Kalabari New Year, which will bring unity among the people.
A lot of people do not know that the Kalabari people have their own calendar. Now, the awareness is there. It will bring about unity.
The second day of the ceremony featured activities that not only celebrates the Kalabari people, but promotes the broader values of unity, peace, and development that benefits all Nigerians. They include traditional dances, display of delicious traditional Kalabari dishes such as onunu, which is pounded yam, ripe plantain, and palm oil dish. Seafood dishes were made with fresh fish, prawns, periwinkle, crabs, oyster soup, and stews, amongst others.
We have our crab, pepper crab. We also have porridge plantain. All these are Kalabari cuisines. These are delicacies that makes up the Kalabari cuisine. It's the onunu and the fresh fish stew. It's served occasionally, even at your own home, it's being prepared. But the pride of the Kalabari man is when it's being served at his or her events with fresh fish stew. That boosts the event. Onunu is comprised of ripe plantain, which is overripe plantain, and yam, being matched together with palm oil and salt. We match those two ingredients together and it gives us a very smooth onunu. While the fish stew, which is a fresh fish stew, is being prepared with onion, fresh pepper, fresh tomato, and the seasonings of your choice. But it must be fresh fish. That's what makes it the fresh fish stew.
Rounding out the program was a tree planting ceremony to protect the environment against climate change, rising temperatures, and heat waves. 33 trees were planted to represent the 33 main towns of the Kalabari Kingdom.
You go to our mangrove areas, you will find that it's off already, and so we want to change the narrative by planting trees, inculcating the idea of planting trees into our people, so that it will be a norm, so that with time, whatever we have lost, we will gain them through this tree planting.
We're trying to use this day of reawakening, return to all the good values that held our societies together all of these centuries. So we're creating awareness about the environmental challenges we faced, our ruptured communities, a lot of abandoned communities.
Dr. Tony Benibo, a lecturer at the Rivers State University of Science and Technology, Port Harcourt, commended the organizers for the program while calling on Nigerians not to discard their culture in their bid to be more westernized.
Something that keeps the memory of our people. You know, westernization came and eroded many parts of our culture. That does not mean that our culture was completely obnoxious. Our culture was in so many ways very apt and correct. There were many things that the Portuguese, the Europeans came and met in Africa, and they discovered that we were even more advanced than they were. Our society was more advanced. They came and they saw the Kalabari by 1450 when they came to the old shipping. They saw the Kalabari society as an advanced society, even though we were having floods in the old shipping, but they recognized that the houses were built on the floodplain, and even with the floodplain, the people knew how to manage their unique area. We traded with the Portuguese. Even some of our kings or rulers also had to travel to Portugal to be trained on the language, Portuguese language, for trade. Most of the things that we pronounce here today are Portuguese, you know. So our people had an interaction with Europe as early as almost 500 years ago, and the intention was mutual at that point in time. But today we thank God that we have come to the knowledge of having to know to be in a global society, and at the same time many of us who are like Christians and all of that, we have taken up to many Western values. But that does not mean that we should completely discard our culture. Man is culture by nature. You know, this you will see people saying that tradition is the ignorance of fathers carried over by ignorant sons. But I can tell you that tradition is not completely that. You know, tradition is the ways people did things in the past that they learned from, they made mistakes and they corrected. And some of these cultural attributes or traditions were carried on by sons to ensure mutual societal living. People need to live together. This Kalabari New Year has been something that has been on for centuries. You know, it has been on for centuries. Before we even met the white man, we had our own calendar. We had our own ways of doing things. But when the white man came, he completely asked us to discard all of these things.
He encouraged Nigerians and Africans generally to study their history, stating that a people who do not know their past cannot plan for a great future.
The other day I was arguing with somebody. Somebody said that basically Oru is Juju. And I told him that no, Oru is the ancestor of Ijaw people. Oru is the ancestor of Ijaw people. I'm a pastor, I'm a Christian, I'm a clergyman. But Oru is not just, you know, when the white man came, some things that we were doing, they just completely boxed all of it and said this is bad completely. And so people now start having issues concerning most of the things that held our society together. Today you can see that we are lost. We don't even know who we are. How can a man talk about his future when he doesn't know where he's coming from? How can a man talk about where he's going to when he cannot even define or reconstruct his past?
They call it civilization.
And you know, the white man even said that a civilized society is a society that has that's developed writing. That is civilization. Civilization is not trying to be modern or trying to speak as pro or trying to speak English. Civilization is your ability to write, and we had our own forms of writing. The Kalabari had a form of writing. The Kalabari people had their own CBD. We had our own form of writing where we communicated in writing, and our people understood ourselves wherever we wrote. Is our civilization. All of this, like this New Year, is our own civilization, which today now we have lost. As a people, Africa is totally in a mess. How can the European historiography say that Africa is the dark side of the world, that we have no past? Why we ask students to go back to our history is so that we can tell the world about what and who Africans are. Africans in the diaspora are waiting for Africans on the motherland in Akabula to tell them their past. In the motherland, we need to tell them their past. They are waiting for us. And if we lose every part of our past, we are destroying our brothers in the diaspora, because we are taking away their umbilical cord from them. Humanity began from.
The Kalabari are Ijaw-speaking people found mostly in Rivers State in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. Traditionally fishermen, they are also into trading, business and professional occupations, amongst others. Buguma is the traditional headquarters of the Kalabari Kingdom, which comprises towns and communities such as Abonima, Bakana, Tombia, Bukuma, Obonoma, Degema, Abalama, Ilelema, and others.
Igo Darima,